put everything ready and look myself up. I'm a bit early, but I was scared that it wouldn't work with me again as the last time, so I'll just wait a bit, no worries. Okay, I see myself, which is good. So I can see the chat. Hoi Sandy. Ik ben een beetje vroeg, maar de vorige keer had ik wat issues met horizontaal, zeg maar. Dat hij zo opneemt in plaats van rechtop. Dus ik wou een beetje op tijd zijn, maar deze keer ging het in één keer goed. Dat zul je altijd zien. Zo, die staat harder. En wat ben jij aan het doen, Sandy? Ook aan het knutselen of weer een serietje aan het kijken? Ah, leuk. Welke ben je aan het kijken? Hoi Martinique. I'll wait for a few more minutes, you guys. I was so scared the horizontal thing wouldn't work that I'm a bit early now, but... ah, gezellig. Even een nieuwe serie proberen dus. If you guys hear talking in the background, it's my son. He is in bed, but he is not sleeping. Because he is never tired, at least according to him. This might be a bit of a shorter live. I have prepared one very easy card, and the second one will also be more easy. Very tired this week due to some pain issues, so I was like, I'm gonna keep it a little bit more simple, but I did want to show some of the new products. So I'm just gonna start by showing what we'll use today. Well, we're mainly using the Sassy Club. We got the new release last week, and if you watched the Sassy Club's Facebook today, you can already see some sneak peeks of the coming release, which, as always, it releases on Friday in the middle of the night here, actually. So then Saturday we'll start taking pre-orders again. Okay, so we're gonna use this new die. We still have this one in stock. It is designed to work with the new Harry Potter fandom team products, but I will show another way to use them, which I thought was very cute. Also comes with a matching stencil. The new stencil, you have EA, you have all sorts of squares, so you can, you know, make like a title and everything on your stencil. There's also a wizard stencil. I didn't pull it out, but you can use it to color in the castle and also the Magic Mail or the Flying Boy stamp set. I will check in a bit, but and there is a new stamp set. Sadly, I cannot use it or show it today because mine wasn't in the package, sadly, so I have to wait a bit more and it's sold out, so I cannot show it, but we will be restocking that. It basically has some titles and text that you can use perfectly with this news die and then the stencil. So we'll be using that today. And here I wanted to show that that news die is of course fun for the Harry Potter themed products, but also for baby cards. Um, it's just the front page of a newsletter paper, that's how I see it. And I thought a baby card would be very cute. And like a friend of my mom's became a grandma, and my stepsister became a mother. So I needed 2 baby cards this week. So this is one of them. And I thought the news die would be so cute to use for baby cards as well, actually. So combine it with some lawn fun. Today, but this is this Sassy Club news die and the stencil I used for the yay. So yeah, definitely a different idea to use the news die. Then she also came out with Wizard House's paper pad. This is the 8x8 inches. There's also a 6x6. I always like the 8x8 for bigger cards as well. It's very sturdy paper and it's beautiful printed. And it's double-sided. So I'm gonna do a quick flip through so you can see. This one I really like as well. But it has all the colors of the houses and some like random cute ones. And here's with blue. Hi Alina, nice to see you. And this one we will be using today because this paper was just gorgeous and it's just so easy to make a card. Like you cut it out and you have your background ready, which can be nice for a change. And all the colors of the houses are in there. It's very pretty and the quality is like very glossy and sturdy. So this one can be fun as well with all the houses and the ties. I have some yellow and red and a green. So this can also be pre-ordered with the next coming release if you didn't grab it but regret it now, basically. Then we have the Magic Mail stamp set, which we still have in stock if you want it. I'm going to use some images from this one today and from the Flying Boy one. Very cute as well. Then we'll use from popsicle sticks again that Admit 1A7 layer dies. I use it more often, especially those big die, because I do like the stitched edge. And because I didn't have that news stamp set myself, because it's sold out and my DT one, I need to wait for a bit longer. So I decided to grab the waffle flower script texture stamp and just use that. So if you have another text background, you can always grab that as well. So let's start with this one. Here I used that A7 layer die from popsicle sticks to create our background, this time with a beautiful paper pad. So, you know, nice and easy. And then I did a black card base around it, basically, with a little bit of an overlap. And then I did put some white in here because I always like to be able to write with just like a normal pen instead of a white pen. So, but you can leave it off, but yeah. Did layer something in there. Then let me check, you guys. For this one, I was thinking the Flying Boy one would be cute to use, so I colored him in. We will do some coloring on Harry here from the other stamp set, from the Magic Mail one for the other card. And then from this one I used the flying car and the golden snitch. And then from the Magic Mail one I actually used this flying Hedwig with the Hogwarts letter. And I used this sentiment: it's important to remember we all have magic inside us. And I just heat embossed it on black cardstock with white embossing powder, and I put some foam behind it to give it a little bit of a pop-up. So basically, with this beautiful paper pad, if you choose one of the beautiful papers they offer, I really wanted to show off this gorgeous pattern here. You really have a card done quite easily like this. It's just hop, color a few images and you have the perfect card. So normally I love doing ink blending, if some of you may know, but this paper pad, especially this with the castle, is just gorgeous. So I did it with Sesame Street paper pad as well. They had like it had like this beautiful street slash door house pattern paper that I just love. Okay, so this will be nice and easy. The next one we will more build it up, but for this one I was like, yeah, you can watch me die cut that piece, but I mean, not that interesting. And for coloring I will show the Harry on the other card as well. I left him blank so we can color it together. Don't want to cover up too much of that pretty castle here, so I am gonna center him. Put there, let me make sure my card is straight. But yeah, the coloring and the fussy cutting took most of the work of this card, which can be nice for a change if you don't feel like inking or creating your background. These matching paper pads that Sandra often does is just amazing. Okay, let's attach our cutie here as well. Sassy Club, I have this fandom before already, but it was years ago, if I understood correctly from Sandra. So she really wanted to revamp it, and you know, your style grows as the years go by, and this is a very popular fandom. So there we go. And we'll just put the snitch like here, I feel. And that is basically card number 1. That's the fastest we ever done a card, I think. Just to show off that beautiful pattern paper. The quality of the Sassy Club one is really good, you guys. Okay, so let me put these to the side, and then we'll do one that takes a bit more to do, basically. Here I just grabbed that scripty texture stamp from Waffle Flower, put it on an acrylic block for our backgrounds. Let's start with this. I die cut the main piece of the news die out of some, yeah, what color is this? It's like a light peachy color, I feel. And what I did to create that card base, because like you see here, I can actually open it, right, like that. So I know that's not clear to everyone how you can do that, because you don't have a separate die for it. The Trinity mugs, for example, have like a double die, so it makes it easy to make a card base. But this one doesn't, but it's still really easy to do, actually. So I'm gonna show you. I just folded my base, card base, basically in half, as you can see there. Just make sure it's big enough for your main die, and this can work with any die you want to make a shaped card of. I'm just gonna grab some tape real quick. This is the Spellbinders tape. It's my favorite. It doesn't tear your paper. And there we go. And then I'm just gonna tape it down and show you guys. There we go. You want to make sure that the right side is at the right side, basically at the open side. But what you want to make sure is that over here, you have that cutting line of your die outside the folding line of your card base, if that makes sense. what I always like to do, because I don't know about you guys, but my plates are always a bit damaged, my cutting plates, is just take a cheap printer paper, copy paper, and fold it, and then just put it over here. Let me see if I can get my die cutting machine in frame for you guys. I think so. Yeah, sort of. Well, and then you just put it in and roll it, and then that printer paper, make sure it doesn't get damaged as much. I cannot roll it through like this. Let's go like that. There we go. You might need some muscle to do this, but basically see it already coming off. There we go. Let's take this. Always like to use my pieces of tape again. Haha. So we'll save those. Martinique is saying that her cat Zipper is watching, very interested. So in a little while she'll be, she lost her art supplies because the cat will take it. So like this, you now, if it wants to work with me, have your card base. Easy, right? And you can do that with any shaped die. Just fold a piece in half, fold it double, and then just make sure you have one side of the cutting lines not on your paper. You could also do top folding card. Then just make sure that this cutting part is like over your paper, so you don't actually cut in. Hope that makes sense. So we have our card base. Now let's grab our main news die. You can do this out of any color you want, with or without inking, but I want to do it with inking, of course. So I'm gonna use tea dye just to give it a bit of a rustic look. And what I also like about inking, that it has these details that the die cuts, the die cut lines, and they just become more clear when you put some, or more obvious when you put some inking on them. So I'm just gonna go all around. And just de-stress that a bit. De-stress, distress. No. Okay. And then we'll go with vintage photo actually. So a little bit darker. Are you crafting as well, Martinique? Christmas crafting, or just chilling? There we go. And I just love that look at the gifts, to be honest. Then we will go. Hi, Karen. No worries. Nice to see you. So now we'll actually grab antique linen. Just a very light brown. Let me clean up my ink here a bit more. And there we go. And like I said, normally you have a matching news stamp, but it's sold out and I didn't get one sadly. So I used a waffle flower texture stamp. Maybe you have some from another brand, or decorate your background with something else. But I do like to have a little bit of text. And with this antique linen, it's just gonna be a tone on tone, which I do like. You could also do it in a darker color if you prefer it to be more present, of course. Whatever you prefer. Or if you were as lucky as to buy the new stamp, I'm very jealous, then you could use that, of course. It will be restocked, as I said. The sneak peeks for the new release are already given for the November release. So the day after it's live at Sassy, we will be taking pre-orders for the new and old products, of course, as well. Now there we go. And then that plain piece of paper turned into something interesting to look at, I feel. Martinique is watching me and thinking what she will make tomorrow. She's thinking ATCs. Yes, ATCs are always fun. I don't have enough time for them lately, but I do love to make them. Just gonna clean up this stamp. Okay, well, let me grab the die again. So that was the base piece that we used for this, and I showed you how to cut a shaped card base out of that. In case you missed it, Karen, or always watch it back. Then you have some other cute pieces from this set. We obviously have the castle. I wish I could get stuff out of the box. There we go. I cut it out of light gray and then inked around it with a darker gray, and I was thinking somewhere around here I wanted to add that. Then I grabbed one of the sentiments, "You're Just My Sword," that I want on here. I grabbed, let me see, "It's important to remember that we all have magic inside us," which will be sort of the title. This will be easier if you have the new stamp though. Okay. Then you have these, which you can do with the die, or you could do with the stencil, make some like squares and stuff. This time I decided to go with the die, and I basically did the same as on our base piece. So inked the edges with some tea dye and vintage photo, yeah, and then stamped the letters with antique linen. I cut this brief mark out of this, and this one, the stamp, which is very fun, is from that Flying Boy set again. And I just stamped it in red. And I colored the sorting hat, because "You're Just My Sword" I thought would be very fun there. So I'm just gonna lay it out first, you guys. Actually, let's do the red here, because otherwise we have gray and gray, which I don't like. There we go. Something around these lines. And then I got two more. And I colored this cute little Hedwig on a stack of books. And I die cut also from this side again the golden snitch out of some brush gold cardstock from Spellbinders. You guys know I love the brush gold stock, so cardstock. So, and then the third one will go here, and this is where we will be coloring. I left them to color, as you can see, our Harry here, and I cut this detail piece out of gold as well. But this is kind of my idea. What you can also do, you also have these small pieces. You can just assemble them however you want, no worries there. You could also, and the yay came from the stencil. You can also make these ones with the stencil if you prefer. You have one here that will fit here nicely, for example. So just play around with it. You can also turn it into a shaker. Hi Aletta, nice to see you. You can also turn it easily into a shaker. The only thing you would need to do is grab this die instead of doing from a separate. piece of paper, you would just cut it in here, and then you would have a window frame here, which I still want to do, but maybe next time, because like I said, I wanted to keep this a little bit of a shorter life if I could. So okay, I'm thinking we leave the coloring to do as last, basically. So let's start with assembling the rest first, and then we'll finish with the coloring. Ja, inderdaad. Eerste keer bij mij. Wat leuk dat je er bent, dat je ons hebt gevonden. Anata is saying it's her first time here with us, and I'm very happy that she found us. So I'm first gonna attach that castle. We will need to cut off a little bit, because this is not straight. It's actually made as a newsletter, so, which is kind of fun for me, because I always have trouble with getting things straight. And on this thing, I feel like it doesn't matter as much. So lucky me. Just grab my Lawful Picky tool. I got questions about this one as well. Yes, it will be restocked in December. With replacement things as well. Okay, now let's add that detail piece. Oh, let me see. Yeah, it's supposed to go. No, it's not supposed to go like that. Ah, there we go, like that. I do like that. I'm thinking maybe the hat a little bit higher. Like that would be cute. But like I said, you can do all different themes. Yes, it's like released with the Harry Potter theme, the newsletter, news tie, but a baby card that I just showed, I think is very cute idea as well. You can do anything like breaking news and use it with like a villain type of stamp. Just let your creativity run wild as always, you guys. We'll be making a baby girl one as well, I think. I had really fun making that one into a baby boy card. So I was thinking of doing a shaker baby girl one as well, because I do want to try out the shaker. Yep. Just thinking about the height, where I want it to go. I think right here. Okay. We also will be at the art event in Nijkerk in March, by the way. I'll be giving some A to C workshops there. And we want to pop this up, by the way. Yeah, we do. I will be giving some A to C workshops there. They will be listed on the web shop. It will be a while, I think. I have no clue when they will go. And let us, you know, reserve spots for it. But it will go on our web shop, so you can grab your spot before the expo. So if you guys are interested in an A2C workshop, I did one last year there as well. But this one will be a little bit different. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I have a different idea. But it still be A2C though, but it will be a bit different. So I wanted to do something else. But a card always takes long for a workshop, I feel. And it's fun to take something home with you after a workshop. At least I think people prefer that. And then a card is just like, it takes long. A2C you can take home. So and will also be, but that's very far away, but now we're talking about expos anyway. So next year, March we'll do Nijkerk art event, and then next year August, so that's very far away, we will do Heerenveen. finally one close to home, and I will be doing ATC workshops there as well. Or ATC, I'm not sure yet, but at least workshops. I think ATCs. Let's put a cutie here. And I love these little like details, like on the letter and on the golden snitch there. Dankjewel Aletta. Zeg ik dit zo goed Aletta? Ik denk het wel hè. Ja, taal is niet mijn sterkste punt, zullen we maar zeggen. Dus ik vraag het altijd maar eventjes. Yeah, that will be cute. Karen says it's really lovely stamp and die set. I have some of the older Harry Potter stamp sets. Yes. Yes, Karen. I do as well. I'm a real Potterhead. So I have the old ones as well. And these ones are just like a nice, how do I say that? Refresh of the old ones. Just a bit of a different stamp, different sizes. And if you are a Potterhead, I would watch for the coming release as well. Shh, don't tell anyone I said that. Are you coming to maybe it takes a while to update because we're live. That it takes a bit to go to 78. But thank you though for subscribing. That's really awesome. Oh, I don't want to touch this. Sometimes I chat too much, huh? Maar fijn dat ik het goed uitspreek. Kom je ook naar een beurs toevallig? Of ben je niet zo'n beurs fan? So we'll just sort of stick it here for now. For spacing of our sentiments. There we go. That was just in time. Let me add some white highlights. Here and there. There we go. That's that. Don't go there. Well, it is really fun to be honest, but I do understand that if sometimes it just cannot happen, but they are fun. Okay, let's do the sentiments. I'm gonna use my Misty. There. I used Tea-dye, Distress Oxide, and Vintage Photo Aletta for the edges. And then for the letters, I used Antique Linen. And as a base color, I used a bit of a peachy, creamy color. So not on white. Which you could do, just needs more inking then. And Ines says, I need to make ATCs for the expo. Yeah, they have an ATC swap area at the art event. But it's in March, Alina, we have time. I need to prepare the workshop still as well. So I'm just telling myself we have time. Okay, there we go. I am gonna use this one, the Archival ink Jet Black. I mentioned this before, I will do it again. Yes, you can use like your Momento or your Lanvin Jet Black ink that you use for alcohol markers. It stains your stamps less. This one is for watercolors as well, for example, it's waterproof. It does stain your stamps. If you don't like that, then don't use this one. But I feel for sentiments that it stamps them so nice and crisp. Better than the and this move. So I'm scared to do it again. Oh, we're gonna risk it. We could always like cut again this little piece maybe. Oh no, that's not gonna be even at all. Okay, we're not gonna double stamp it, you guys, because I moved my paper. Okay, let's just keep it at 1. That almost went very, very wrong. Okay, here's just my sword next to the sorting hat. Oh, we don't want another mistake like last live that I actually couldn't finish the card because of my mistake. That would have. Let's not do that again. Let us say such cute voices on the background. Yeah, it's my son Eden. He's 4 years old. He should be asleep by now, but in his words, he's not tired. He's never tired, so you know. For the cleaning, if I used waterproof ink, by the way, I use this Ranger water-based stamp cleaner. It's bubblegum scented actually, which is very nice. It's non-toxic. I like using that for my waterproof inks. And I'll show you guys the staining. He is having a party up there instead of sleeping. And the funny part is he is a little bit sick, so he could really use his rest, but you know, he's just not going. Okay, let me show you guys the staining that I'm talking about. Like, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, I will try. And you get like a little bit of this black edge on it. And the first time it's not too bad, but after you do it a few times, it will get worse. I have a boy like that too, never tired for bed, he's 60. But also, does he at least like sleep in, Karen, like until late in the morning? Because ours is like at our bed at 5:30 in the morning. Sometimes even 5. 5 in the, well, that's not even morning, that's the middle of the night, but no. My granddaughter for 10:30 in the living room dancing, yes. They always know better. Sometimes he's like falling asleep, you can see those eyes, you know, going, and like, are you tired, Eden? No, 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 no. I'm not tired. Okay. Yeah. I think all that's left is a die cut hem here. Or a die cut collar. Okay. For the people who missed this one, like Karen, we also already made this one with the Flying Boy sad. A very easy card. I just used that beautiful new background paper, the Wizard's background paper that fits with the theme. And this background with Hogwarts and the sky is just beautiful. So I didn't think it needed anything else than just some images. Yes, he does now. When he was younger, he was up early. Oh God, I hope that's a sign that ours will, you know, eventually do that as well. Okay, there we go. Let me clean up a little bit because I need space for my markers. So I am gonna make a little bit of space. Put these away. Like that, and this away, and now we should be able to have space to color. There we go. And let me grab my markers, that might be handy. I will use the Ohu markers today. I try to like remember to go from Olo markers to Ohu, so you know it's more relatable for everyone. I don't have Copics anymore though, so I sold those a long time ago. I cannot tell you those. Although I do remember some of the color combination that I tended to use, but okay, let's start with his face. Start with my lightest color, which will be the R19. I will zoom in a little bit actually, guys, for the coloring. I think that will be good. Yeah, that's better. And I just need to keep looking that I'm in frame. But I'm gonna use the R18. You can see it here. Yes, hands that are sticking out. We'll do his face. You can also color dark to light. I go in phases, to be honest. Sometimes I color dark to light, sometimes I color light to dark. If the area is quite big, I like to go from light to dark, but also not always. It's just, I don't know. Depends on how I feel, I suppose. R29 will be our darkest color. I'm by no means a coloring artist, you guys, but I know some people like to see the coloring. Especially the hair. I love how some people are able to do the hairs. I'm not one of those people, but I try my best. That's what matters, right? And then the R19 as our mid-tone. Okay, here we go. We'll leave a little bit of light in the middle of his face. So we'll grab our R18 again, our lightest one, and just fill that in. Now I am gonna go over it with my pencils. I did that for the rest of the images as well. So how do I put this set away? The Ohu markers, you mean? I think you mean that, but just checking. Let me have a little sneak peek of what color what is. Let's just start with the black, because I tend to do that last because I have trouble with the hairs, but well, I put them away basically like this. Let me show you guys. I just have them in the, what you call this, the bag that they come in. You have the 320 bag, I believe, but I have the 216 and the 104, just because I was tired of waiting for the big one to be in stock, so I have two. And what I just do, I just stack them on top of each other. But if you get the big bag, then you just have one. And I actually just put it under my desk. I just put it on the left side under my desk, so I can just grab it whenever I need it. Yes, straight. They are like this in the bag. I know some people prefer to store them like this. I actually always store my alcohol markers up straight. I did it with Copics, I do it with Ohu, and I do it with my Olos. Let me show you that. That is a very neat system I have for that actually. But I have this little turning table, which is very cute. So it's very easy, but also here I up straight. I never had issues with it. I know it's not the recommended way. Yeah, I know they say that, but I'm like, oh, for starters, I almost never use one side. I tend to use the brush side only. Sometimes when I have very small areas, like his brows here, for example, I would use the fine tip, but very limited amount. And actually, with the Olo markers, it doesn't matter at all because these are two different colors. This is the BV 1.2 and this is the BV 1.1. And they all both have their own ink storage system. So it's not going like through. Each half has their own ink storage. So for these, it doesn't matter at all. Also the fun part about Olo, because you can pick your own nibs. So I only use the brush ones. And it saves you storage because you have two of these colors in one marker basically. And I mean with the Copics as well, almost no one uses that chisel point, right? Which markers do you like the best? That's a difficult question. If I just look at, I'm gonna go in with the CG207, by the way. If I let go of the price, not thinking about the price, I would say I prefer Olo markers. Multiple reasons. They blend a little bit more smoothly. The colors are a bit more vibrant. Like they look good for a longer period of time than Ohu's, for example. And I like the fact that you have two colors in one marker. Storage wise as well. The refilling process is very easy, way more easy than with Copics, for example. So yeah, if you don't look at money, I would say Olo. If you do look at money, if you don't want to spend too much basically on your markers, but still get a good marker, then I would say Ohu, because they are really good markers. Even if you don't know the price, they are pretty good. But if you take the price into account, they are even better. Like, I tried Spectrum Noir as well. I tried some twin markers, for example. But from the lower price range, Ohu are definitely really good. This is the CG209. And then we'll go in with the 8 as well, to sort of fade out those strokes. And then I'll try not to do it too neatly, because sometimes I feel like I try to color hair too nicely. Like it misses all the texture then, if you guys know what I mean. Yeah, you do use the chisel? I never used the chisel point, to be honest, Martinique, but yeah. To each their own, of course. Yeah, Ohu is a very nice marker. Olo I find a little bit nicer to work with, but then again, they are much more expensive. So it also depends on what it's worth to you, basically. Okay, then we'll grab our fine point, actually. Of the 09 to do his eyebrows. And then we'll do his coats. Am I still in frame? Yes. And his shoes. But I really like these stamps, you guys. This fandom. I actually, when I have trouble sleeping, when I was still by myself, I used to watch these. Because I never got bored of them. But I didn't want to stay awake to know what happened, basically, because I already knew what was going to happen, because I watched them I don't know how many times. So they actually worked very well for me if I couldn't sleep. So I watched the movies so many times. Some parts with my eyes closed, but... There we go. Then I want to go with a little bit of a lighter gray. So I am gonna do and why can I not find it? I probably should. Ah, there we go. Yes, my son is, well, I think he's asleep. My husband just gave him a talk like, playing time is over, it's time to go to bed. So let's just hope it works, you guys. Oh, I forgot a piece, I see, of the cloak. We'll fix that. This is CG5, CG050, and CG2. I'm thinking I want that red, and then I want his like shirt underneath here to be gray or white, but we don't use white here. Let me grab my 09 again for that part right here that we forgot. Or we. I say we. Blaming you guys. Let's go with the E260 for the wands. There we go. I forgot a piece there as well. Sweet dreams for it. Thank you, Aletta. I especially hope he sleeps longer than 5:30 tomorrow morning, but I don't have high hopes. Elena says, I'm curious what Sandra from Sister Club comes out with this release. Yeah, I do know. I am not gonna spoil too much yet. But she did two sneak peeks today. So you can already check those on the Sister Club Facebook page. I'm not sure if she wants to release this Friday or the week after, actually. Otherwise, if she releases this Friday in the middle of the night for us, then we'll take pre-orders this Saturday. And if she does it next week, then we'll take pre-orders the week after. So I keep forgetting to show the colors, don't I? I'm just not used to it, you guys. This is Y2 and Y050. Now for the red, I'm just going to use one color, which will be the R3. Dye red as well. There we go. My yeah, no, let me grab another color. Yeah, let's go with the RV260. Trinity, I do expect in this week again, you guys. If you missed those cute mugs they have. I absolutely love them. They sold out quite quickly. One is the nutcracker one left now, but they will be restocked. Also the cheese stamps. I also prepared some of the gingerbread mugs for to put in you guys' orders. Okay, that was the alcohol marker. Now I'll go with my pencils. Let me grab a piece of paper actually. Because I'm never quite sure which brown I prefer, so I always test it out. Yeah, this one. So I'm just gonna intensify the shadings. Oh, let me actually use my pink for the cheeks first before they disappear. And this always is an extra step. I don't always do it either. Sometimes I just keep it at my alcohol marker. Sometimes I do like to go over with my pencils. You can do watercolor or only pencils, whatever you prefer. I will spoil you guys something else as well. Next week is Black Friday. We are gonna do a Black Friday as well. So keep checking our socials. I will announce it, I think, the day before what it will be and when it starts. It will start on the Friday, obviously, but you know, all the details and stuff we'll talk about next week. Talking about the next week, next live, any requests for something particular interactive type that you want to see how it works, or certain brands, certain products, just, you know, shoot. Let me look at my blacks. No. Oh no, take my money. The Black Friday sale, yeah. It is gonna be a nice sale, I feel. I will get happy from it, let me say it like that. So I hope you guys will as well. Nice discounts on some awesome products. So I'm just using my black pencil to try to get some more texture into that hair. And I feel like that does help me to make the hairs look a bit better. But again, if you really want to watch someone color hair beautifully, you should watch Amy Young from Sweet November Stamps. Like, that is crazy. Also gonna use it on the coat. Watch out with Black Friday. Yes, they increased the prices beforehand. Yes, we heard that as well. But you guys know what our stamp sets cost, so you don't have to worry about it with us. We'll keep the base price the same and then give you guys a nice discount. There we go. It will be noticeable if I put 3 arrows on top of it now. I can try though, but... And here I'm just choosing that lightest gray for his pants. Maybe some here. Well, the shorter life is going well, isn't it? The coloring always takes more time than you think, doesn't it? I was like, oh, I have one image to color, like how long can it take? But Christmas card with waffle flower, Martin says, or maybe something for your Black Friday sale. That's actually a good idea. the Black Friday sale. That might be a fun idea. Thanks, Martinique. I will keep that in mind. And I also had someone ask about if I could do like a video with masking. I don't know if anyone else is interested in that. I'm not a pro, but we have Sylvie Kells cards in our design team, and some people got really inspired by her. I'm no Sylvie, you guys, but I can give a few tips on masking that might help if you're having trouble with it, and now two people were. So I do want to squeeze that in somewhere as well in a live. And also got a question like, how do you plan out your cards, like the design of it? So I was thinking of maybe doing a live where I haven't prepared as much as I usually have, and maybe just do one card and then just kind of, yeah, talk to my thought process. If you're not interested in that, that's also fine, but I did have some people interested in it, so might squeeze that in. And I'm masking. I will see if Sylvie has some tips for you guys that I can share. There we go. That's all finished. A good idea, Nina says. Yeah, I thought so as well. Karen says my birthday is coming up, so I may have to check out the sale. Oh, let me know though, Karen, because if you are having a birthday soon, I need to include a birthday card in your order, of course. But you're always welcome. You know that. Everyone is. We're always happy with every customer. Good idea. Not that great at masking, Martinique. No, neither am I, Martinique. Like, I do it sometimes, especially with postage cards. I do feel like masking looks really good on them. I don't do it always. Sometimes I go for the just, you know, like this, cut out dies on them. I do it sometimes, but like I said, if you see Sylvie from our design team Kel's card, it's just crazy. But I will check for that live if she has some masking tips for us, you guys, so I can share the wisdom. And maybe it's just practice makes perfect, to be honest, as it is with a lot of things. Let's do a little bit of highlights in the hair. I don't want to mess it up. There we go. Do love my highlights, so I'm gonna add one more here. There we go. That is cute. Now we need to attach it, of course, to our... Alina also has a tip for masking. Patience. Yes. You shouldn't mask if you're in a hurry. That much is obvious. Yeah, I agree. Well, you shouldn't make a card if you're in a hurry, probably, and at all. But masking is very punishing. If I do the masking video, I'll probably cut out the masks beforehand though, because otherwise we'll have like a full hour of you guys watching me fussy cut the mask. Maybe I'll save one to maybe share some fussy cutting tips if I have any. I'm not sure, but otherwise it will be a very boring video, I feel. I'll just kind of get him up there. We do need to cut off a piece, as you guys can probably tell. And yes, Aline, the sneak peeks are very fun. Sandra always colors the stamp sets in. It just gives such a nice idea of what it will look like. And she will be coming with, I will not spoil so much, but one of my favorite themes, and I'm not talking about the Harry Potter one, but another one as well this month, which I'm very, very excited about. Yeah, exactly, Karen. Masks do take forever to cut, so then we'll just have a video of 1 hour you guys watching at me fussy cut a mask. That's boring. So I will do some work on that beforehand. So for next time, I'm gonna kind of see if I can include either. Anyway, if I can include some masking or if I can include some like the thought process. So we'll just basically do one card and I'll kind of explain how I figure out a card design. Because I don't think we'll have time for both. Maybe we do if I figure something out. We'll kind of see. But okay, a card base. I was about to say we did cut a card base, didn't we? If you missed that, you don't know how to die cut a shaped card into a card base, just watch back the live. Because I just show it. You can do that with any shaped card. This would also be fun in a scrapbook. I started with scrapbooking, you guys. It's been so long, but this page would be so cute in it. Or journaling. You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining. And I'll figure out the masking or thought process of creating a card for the next one. So there we go. A Harry Potter themed one. The newest die in a different setup. And that beautiful pattern paper from the Sassy Club for a very easy card. So I hope this guy gave you guys an idea about the new die, the stencil, the paper, the new stamp sets. And like I said, this Saturday of the one after, we will take pre-orders again for the Sassy Club. So thank you, Aletta. It was nice to have you here. You all have a very good night. And Karen, let me know about the birthday card, okay? Thank you.